What's going on YouTube? It's MinecraftToGo here. Today I'll be teaching you how to install WorldEdit and WorldGuard into your Minecraft Bukkit server, or Craft Bucket, whatever you prefer to call it, but it's basically the same thing. I'll also be teaching how to install WorldGuard if I didn't say that before, because I might have forgotten to mention that, which I've done in the past, and I had to restart many times because of that. Okay, in WorldEdit, you can quickly edit terrain. WorldGuard, you can protect stuff easily, and yada yada yada, talking, all that jazz. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to the first link in the description, be brought into this page, and it's a Bukkit dev page. Oh my god, we're advancing. And just want to click download right here. And over here is just like all the stuff they've added or changed in a newer version. Just click download, and it'll get a .zip, and then go to the second link, and it's the WorldGuard Bukkit dev page. Like, Christ, it's so advanced. Okay, then just want to click download here, and again, here's all the what they just changed in the newest version. I think it was just updated tonight for WorldGuard or WorldEdit. I don't know. I don't want to. Oh yeah, it was like just recently updated. So cool. And it might, and if you're doing this like when it's Minecraft 1.2, which I cannot imagine in the future, God, it hurts your brain, it might not work. So just here it'll tell you right here, game version, if it's for Minecraft Craft Bucket 1.1 through R3 and all that. Okay, so now you don't need that. Now you want to go into your servers, or wherever your server is, and I'm actually was considering making this into a series where it's like how to create a successful just dropped my pencil. Why am I holding a pencil? I'm on the computer. Okay, so I was thinking about putting this to like how to successfully administrate your Minecraft server, or like a series like that where there's a whole bunch of plugins and you learn how to install each one, what they do, so you can have like a server advanced with log block, all that stuff. I was just thinking about it, so I might do it, and that's why all this essential stuff is here. So if you want to learn how to get all those, watch the other tutorial for Essentials 1.1. And yeah, that's alright, so just open up WorldEdit first, that .zip, and if you need WinRAR, 7-zip, or WinZip to open it, and then you're just gonna drag craft scripts and WorldEdit.jar in. Yes, .jar. And then you can just throw that away, because you don't need it. It's just clustering up your desktop at this moment. And the rest of the files in those, you do not need to worry about. And then you'll open up WorldGuard.zip and drag WorldGuard.jar into your plugins folder. Drag that to recycling bin, and delete it if you want. Now, just start your server, however you do it. If you watch one of my tutorials, I do it with start.bat. Not some stupid start code you have to enter every time. But just start your server and it'll generate all the items. And now if you go to plugins, WorldEdit, there's a config. Oh my god. Now let me zoom in so you can actually see. Doop-a-doop-boo. Alright, hopefully you can see it. If not, full screen is your best friend. Alright, what this hash marks means, this is called hash marking. It means that it will not be read. And if I delete that hash mark, it will ruin your entire config. So don't delete those hash marks. Alright, now limits, max blocks change. Default is -1, which means infinity. And maximum is -1, which means infinity. Just keep it like that, because if you have a group manager, or you're giving it to all your ops, basically people you trust very much. So I really don't need to worry about safety issues with this. Max radius is when you're doing like //ACYO / sphere, all that. What's the max radius? Again, -1 is infinity. If I'll just make it 2, it's like, ha, you only can make radiuses of 2 and be a complete troll. I can make it 2. I forgot to take off my aviators. Yes, I was wearing aviators in the making of this. Max super pickaxe size. You can when you type in // you can. Or I think it's / super pickaxe, you can configure the size of it. And this is the max size. I usually make it 1 because if someone happens to get a hold of the command, they can just basically destroy your entire town with that, because it goes through protection. I learned that the hard way. That's when you give someone super pickaxe abilities, it goes through protected regions they cannot build, and they grief your entire server. So, that's mad. So, just make that 1 max brush radius. And when you're doing //br space s space, this is the max, okay? Or space, item ID, space, and then it's the size. Wow, I'm tired. I'm extremely loopy again. I'm recording at like 11. It's a little late for me, especially on a Saturday after taking a test on this. Yes, I took a test today, and it's Saturday. What is this, Mr. Knox? You're making me take a test on the weekends. So yeah, I usually make this like a higher number, around 20. Don't worry about disallowed blocks. I think this is what's disallowed when you're doing any of those. I think those are the ones that crash your server. But you really never will use any of those blocks anyway. So don't worry about it. Don't need to worry about any of this. Super Pickaxe. Now, when they type in // what does it drop items? It's like creative mode, but you have it on a pickaxe, and you're like, kapow, kapow. So, should it drop items? I just keep it true because, well, I never use it, but back before 1.8.1, I think that's when creative came out, you had to use Super Pickaxe for everything. So drop items, true. I just keep it true. Drop many items. Will drop like a whole billions of items if you hit 1 block. Not really billions. It's like 8 or something like that. Keep it false because it sucks. Navigation 1. Now, what is 345? I hear you ask. That is a compass. Don't believe me? We go here and go to 345. It's a compass, I say. My God, it's a compass. So this is basically when you right click, you go through wall. It's like doing the / thru or through, and then when you left click, you teleport to wherever you clicked. And so that's basically what it does. Max distance is like the max amount of blocks in radius, or just away from where you're standing, that you can teleport. I usually keep it 100 because I never really use it. Let's see what else. You don't need to worry about any of this. And wand item 271. 271 is a wooden pickaxe. Now this is what you select 0.1 and 0.2, and then you do / set or / replace or / or stuff like that, okay? But now many people use wooden pickaxes because it's a default item basically if you think about it. So I make it a slime, which is a 341. So, because people don't really commonly left click and right click with slimes on blocks because it's an item that does nothing. It does nothing. But sometimes people do, but they have to deal with it like, you won't let me left click with the slime that's basically pointless? God, the server sucks. I'm gonna leave this place. That's not really gonna happen. I don't think that's ever happened to me. No double slash. This is like when you do / set 0. So if you just want to do / set 0, but that sometimes gets in the way with other plugins, you just make this true, but I really don't mind for it. I actually prefer it, and then I do like that. And you're done with that. Now you don't need to worry about any of that jazz. So now if we go back to the plugins folder, now we go to the WorldGuard. Yes. We're going to open up config.yml. And you don't need to worry about any of this, because it's stupid. You don't need it. Jazz, yeah. But right here. Let's see where. Right here. 1287. That is string. Don't believe me? Let's look it up. And I can't find it because I am like blind at the moment for some reason. What is this? What is this? What witchcraft is this? 280. There is no 287. What? Oh, it's up there. That was the. Emron, I am just blind. Looking for it down there, but it's up there. It is string. Okay, so this is when you right click and it tells you if you're in a region or not. I usually keep the string because it's easy to get hold of. Mainly admins use it, but when players are like, hey, why can I build here? And they can get hold of string pretty easy, and they right click where they were and like, oh, it's a region. Yeah, max claim volume. What's the maximum allowed number of blocks you can claim in one region when you select 2 points? And slash region define the name of the region and then the owner or owners. This is how many. If it's above this, you cannot claim it. It is not claimable if it's above. If it's 30,000 to 1, not claimable. But if it's 30,000, it's claimable. That's basically how I remember it. Claim only inside existing region. Now say you only want players to build in this like one region. So what you select your 2 regions, and alright, so you select your 2 points and you set as a region. Now, if there's no region, they only can build in that region if you make this true. So if it's like this, they only can build in that region which you've claimed, and they cannot build in regions that are not in areas that are not claimed in or that lie in a region. There we go. Basically, all right. Let me sum that up because that's probably like really confusing for you. If this is true, players can only build in regions you've defined, and if there's no region, only people with op or the certain permission can build. But I usually just keep it false because it's stupid. Unless you run a creative server, then that might be helpful. A max region count per player. If you're actually gonna let your players mess around with WorldEdit and WorldGuard, this is the max region count per player. But this does not apply to people who have WorldEdit.all in the group manager portion. Just the people who are like default and all of that. So this means they only can have 7 regions. I usually keep it like 7 because I don't let my people mess around with WorldEdit and WorldGuard because just knowing me, I'd probably give them 1 permission and then they select everything and set it to 0, which is air, basically deleting my entire world. I'll be like, no, in slow motion as he's hitting selecting point 1, point 2, like slash ban person, but it's already too late. Don't need to worry about that. This item durability, it's under protection. Now, if you want items to be like, if you want items to go on forever, so if you make it once, you never have to repair it or anything like that, make that false. But since I run a survival server, I usually make it true. Remove infinite stacks. Don't need to worry about that. Disable XP or drops. Now, this means that people will not be able to get XP because they don't drop anymore from mobs or players. So, if you make this true, then it disables the drop. If you make it false, it's just normal Minecraft. There you go. Disable obsidian generators. True or false? It's pretty self-explanatory. False. Don't need to worry about simulation sponge. But if you want people to be able to scuba dive with pumpkin on their heads, you can just make this true. I like that, so I'm gonna make it true. Disable health regeneration. It's regain, but it should be regeneration. Because I'm like that. I'm sniffing too much. Basically, if you make this true, they will not gain any health, even if they eat food. No, if they eat food, I think they gain hearts. I don't know. I think it might be good if you're doing a really hardcore survival server, or like Zombie Town. I don't know. You guys can research into that a bit. Physics, no physics grab. What this means, if you make this true, keep spelling tur. That's not a word, or is it? One second, I gotta Google this. Gotta make tur. Oh, it is a word. Dang. Okay, well, it is a word, but it's not used correctly in this. If you make this true, sand will have no gravity effect, and they will not fall if you break the blocks under them. But keep false. And same goes for sand. So if I just wanted one and not the other, I could just do like that. Allow a portal anywhere. If you make this true, I believe they can make a portal to the Nether anywhere. I didn't really experiment around with that. But I just kept it false. That's fine. Ignition, block TNT. If you want, because this is mainly what WorldGuard is used for, is to stop griefers. Block TNT can stop them from igniting it and all that. Block TNT, block damage. This means if TNT doesn't ignite, it will stop. It won't damage any blocks around it. So it's good if you want to. It's good if you don't want to damage the blocks, but you still want it to hurt the player. block lighter, block people from lighting crap on fire. Fire, this is where this is where the shiz gets serious. Disable lava fire spread. Now, I keep it true because, you know, someone could get a hold of a lava bucket and they're just like, ha, I place lava, it's gonna burn, it's gonna start burning everything. So, like, you should keep it true so it stops that spread of lava. Disable all fire spread. I usually make it true because, I mean, I really don't include fire too much, and when I do, I place it manually and all that. Don't need to worry about those unless you can tell. Well, disable fire spread blocks. This means if I enter, like, I think if I just do 5 and 17 like this, it's either, you might have to experiment around with this, but it's either like 5, 17 like this. Yeah, it's like this. If I do 5, 17 like this, this means fire will not spread to these blocks. Lava spread blocks, they will not go to 5, which is wood, 17, which is tree bark, or this is plank, 5 is plank, 17 is wood, like that. That's how you do it. Mobs, block creeper explosions. I usually make this true because it's not that hard to lure a creeper into a just like someone's house and go shebang, bang. Now this will just stop the explosion from happening, but if you still want people to get hurt, you would make this false, and wherever it says block creeper player damage, you make that false too, and then you just make this one true right here. But I'm just gonna block it all around because it's a bad thing. Block creeper block damage. Do you want the blocks to blow up if a creeper blows up? Block ender dragon block damage. When it fires, it's firing of fire. It's like at the ground. Do you want the explosion to occur? If you don't want it, you make that true. Block fireball explosions. This is from like gas. I think those new mobs that spin around, they're in the nether. I don't know. And ender dragons, just make that true. Block fireball block damage. If you want blocks to be injured, you make that false. But if you don't want blocks to be injured, you make it true. Whoa. And anti-wolf dumbest, don't need to worry about that. Disable enderman griefing. If you want endermans to pick up blocks, you make this false. But if you don't want them to pick up blocks, you make this true. Block creature spawn. I think you just make this like, wait. I think you just make it like creeper, comma, stuff like that. But I usually let all mobs spawn because, I mean, you can just block explosions or pick up in here. Now player damage. This is another big part. Disable fall damage. Basically all this is self-explanatory, but I'll go over a few of them. Suffocation is when you're in a wall, but disable fall damage, lava damage, fire damage, lightning, drowning. Suffocation's in a wall. Drowning's when you're actually underwater. Contact is when you come in contact with something pointy, aka a cactus. Teleport on suffocation. Now this means if they're, I think this goes for if they're in a wall, do they teleport out? So I usually make the true, but I'm not sure if they teleport above if they're drowning in water. Disable void damage. You want to keep this false because if they're falling through the void, they'll fall endlessly. So basically, if you make this true, they will not take any damage in the void. Teleport on void falling. I think this teleports you to the spawn if you make this true when they're falling through the void, so they don't actually die. But I say if they fall through the void, it's their fault and they deserve to die. Disable explosions damage. Do you want players to feel the pain of the TNT and the fireballs from the gas and the ender dragons from above? Well, I'll make a really good priest, I think. It's all dramatic, like, I'll praise the Lord from above with a fire raining down upon you. I don't, no idea. And disable explosion damage. I usually keep this false because I blocked all TNT and explosions up there. And mob damage is if they get hit with a mob, like a zombie, or a skeleton, or spider. If you make this true, they will not do any damage. Disable death messages. If you want it to say, MinecraftToGo was slain by a spider. If you want it, you make that false. But if you don't want those, you make it true. Chest protection. I usually don't enable this because I have a chest protecting plugin like Simple Chest Lock or like LWC or Lockette. Those would work. Crops, disable creature trampling. If mobs, passive or aggressive, if they walk over crops, will it get destroyed? I usually make it true because it gets annoying. And I do the same for players because griefers like this, like, guess what I'm doing? I'm breaking all your crops. And it gets really annoying. Prevent lightning strike blocks. If I make this 5 and 17 or 18, 18 leaves, it will stop fires. I think it's either lightning will not hit that block or fire will not. It will not spread fire to that block. So if you want to do that, but I usually just make it here. I just make it true here, and then I don't have to worry about that. Disable thunderstorm. I don't like weather, so I disable that. Same, and if you just do disable weather, all weather is disabled. Pig zombifications. You want pigs to become zombies, pig zombies. If you so, make this false. If you don't want them, those ugly little bangs, you just make this a true. Disabled. Don't worry about that. Always raining. If you want it to always be raining, you make that true. If you want, and same goes for always thundering, but that's annoying, so I'm not gonna do that. Dynamics. Mushroom spread. If you want mushrooms to spread, make this false. Disable ice melting. If you want ice to not melt, you make this true. Whoops, I almost did something bad. Oh, I duplicated it. My bad. Disable snow melting. If you want snow to stay snow forever, just make this true. I can't stop sniffing. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle. Alright, that should be the last one. Wait. That's the last one. Okay. Disable snow formation. If you want no snow to form when it's snowing, you make this true. Disable ice formation. If you're in a taiga biome, do you want ice to generate in water? I usually make it true because my kingdom for my server lies within the taiga biome, hence the name Taiga Kingdom, which will be, server will be up soon, I promise. Damn it, I sniffed again. I lied to you. I'm so sorry. Don't hurt me, daddy. But it gets annoying if you have to go back to the block every 10 seconds and hit it. Like, stop freezing block. Disable leaf decay. If you place the block ID 18, which is leaves, where there's no 17 log in a 3-block radius, will it decay? If you want it to decay, make that false. If you don't want it to decay, you make that true. Disable grass growth. If you want to stop grass from spreading from dirt block to dirt block, you make this true. But if you want it to spread, you make it false. Don't need to worry about any of this blacklisting, and yeah, that's it. That's all you need to learn. No, except if you go into the worlds and then world and then config. So you can add your own entries. Like basically, if I go back to the config, let's say in this world I wanted like this stuff to be different. I'd copy all that and I paste it in here, and make sure you get all the spaces right. Oh my god, I forgot to do this again. I'm sorry. Make sure before you do any of editing in Notepad++, which I recommend, but you can use Notepad. But make sure you do, whenever you do tabs with YML, you want to go to Preferences, Language, Menu, Tab Setting, and make sure Replace by Space is checked, or you will like regret it because there'll be so many errors. So luckily, each one of these is spaces, so I don't have to go back and do all that stuff again. Let's say I wanted snow melting to be. I want to enable snow melting. I make this false, and I'll stop mushroom spread in this world because I hate mushrooms in this world, but I love it in other worlds. I'll do that. And now, if we click start.bat, hopefully we should get no errors. If we do, we'll dissect the problem. And here, yeah, everything's loaded. No, there's no severes. Except warning, config broken for XMPP, but no one cares about XMPP. And plus, that's with essentials. Don't need to worry about that. So yeah, it works. Thanks for watching, YouTube. If you liked it, please subscribe right there, where it just popped up when I clapped like that. And I just clap it so I don't have to look around in After Effects, because I don't like how you have to load the audio with RAM preview in After Effects right here, right there. It gets annoying after a while. And so there's a giant audio spike when I clap. I'm like, ooh, it's right there. I can just do it as like extremely smart. But I'm getting off topic. So if you like this video, thanks for please subscribe, because you know I do a lot more of this stuff. Drop a like, favorite, all that jazz. I'm not pressuring you to, but it is appreciated at the heart. And so yeah. And actually wait, the tutorial's not over. There's also links for WorldEdit permissions and WorldGuard permissions, which you can just add to, if you have essentials, you can just add that to the groups.yml under permissions. So like this, I can give, just do commands like I just gave default all the WorldEdit, which means my server is already griefed to hell by the time one person does 10 commands, and I'm like, no, in slow motion all over again, and that jazz. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm rambling. You guys are awesome for watching this tutorial through, if you did that, because probably if you didn't, I'm gonna have to answer all your questions. So if you skip this tutorial, watch it again before you ask questions. No, just thanks for watching.